There we go. Cool. I forgot to click something. I've been live for like 20 seconds. It's just been blank. What's up, everyone? It's Tyler here. And man, today I'm going to be talking about one of my absolute most, I think my camera's crooked. Let's straighten that up a little bit. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to be talking about one of my absolute most favorite illustrations. I have the book. Here it is. The One Thing. This book here, The One Thing by Gary Keller, the founder of Keller Williams. Amazing book. This book is like one of the top 3 books that as a whole like influenced me on pretty much every level. And I want to talk about the domino effect. So the title of this video, depending on where you watch it, sometimes I don't think you really see the title of the video, but I called it The Domino Effect, parenthesis, the power of consistency. And so just, I have a lot of notes here, but they're kind of scattered. So just to take it from the top, I'm in my 5th year now of being a fully self-employed online marketing, internet marketing entrepreneur. And I do that for entrepreneur because that word gets paraded around in a lot of different ways. But I don't have a job or a boss or anything like that. I just completely, it's all on me. And it's been quite a journey. And on this journey, like I've read a lot of things and learned a lot of things, filtered through a lot of things. Some things are meh, some things are phenomenal, and some things are just a waste of time. But nonetheless, this is one of those things at the very top of the list, and I love talking about it. And so the last 4 years, every year has been better than the year before. Year 2 was better than year 1. Year 3 was better than year 2. Year 4 was better than year 3. And now the 5th year so far, here we are in the middle of 2021. And this year's been incredible. It's been the best year by a landslide. And that's kind of true of every year. And I believe that it's because of the domino effect. I believe wholeheartedly that if I could say any one thing today and ask anybody that's listening right now at this moment to stick with me for the next 10 minutes, it would be this one thing. I want you to hear this. I want to talk about this. I really want to share this with you because it will serve you well. If you don't know about Keller Williams, it is the #1 real estate business in the world. It's the #1 real estate business. And even Gary Keller, my camera keeps rotating. That's really annoying me. Even Gary Keller attributes, this is the second thing he talks about in his book. The first chapter is very short, and then bam, the domino effect. And I'm glad that my business partner and best friend, childhood friend, Greg Jeffries, recommended this book because it changed my life, and I read it every year at least once. And I'm excited to jump in. So this last year and a half, I've done a lot of coaching as well. So I've not only heard my story, but I've heard other people's stories and see the common thread and the common ground in those. And I want to share from all that today. So what happens in life when we finally get to a place where we are inspired enough to pursue something that we really want to do? Like, let's forget business for a minute. You've really been wanting to play piano or guitar for a really long time. You've really been wanting to learn a new instrument or learn music and your first instrument. And you finally just say, I'm ready to become a rock star. Let's do this thing. Well, what do? We start off with a full tank of passion and a lot of inspiration, and we're ready to go. This chair is bothering me very much. And so we hit the ground running, man. We go, we get a keyboard, we get a guitar, we get some books, we go online and subscribe to some lessons, and we have all the passion, the fervor, and the intensity to do it. And we play for a day, and and by the time we finish, our fingers are on fire. Because if you don't know about playing guitar, which I actually did for a career for a long time, like 10 years, like, you got to get calluses and it hurts. So we push through the pain. We're inspired. We work hard for a little while. But what happens over time? We start to come home from work one day and say, man, this was a long day. I just want to relax. I just want to pop open a Topo Chico and kick back and watch some Netflix. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I miss it today, but I'm going to double up tomorrow. I'm going to make up for it, keep moving. I have this dream. I want to do this thing. And what happens over time? We start out with our passion level up here. And as we go, it starts to decline until eventually we haven't picked it up in weeks or months. And we're right back where we started. That little bit of practice didn't really stick because we didn't stick with it long enough. And this, let's use another example. I want to get in shape. We wake up inspired. We're ready to go. We're going to start getting up at 4 a.m. Oh, it's painful to just say that out loud. Going to start getting up I'm not a morning. I don't do that. We're going to get up at 4 a.m., go to the gym, swim, do some cardio, lift some weights, drive back home, shower off, get ready for work, get the kids ready for school. We're going to do it. And we do it. We do it for a week. And the weekend comes and, oh my gosh, it's so nice to sleep in on Saturday and Sunday and not do that. But you know what, man, I'm going to do it next week. Well, we stick with it for a while, but it's not long until the first morning comes that we just don't get up. I stayed up a little too late. I've been working hard. I just need the rest, et cetera, et cetera. Excuse. We fall off the wagon. And, just pick any other example. I'm going to stick with those two, but we start off here and it just usually declines until eventually, guess what? Haven't been to the gym in a couple weeks, man, and I'm starting to feel it. And I just got to get back to it. I got to get up and make it happen. But for most people, we don't stick with things forever because eventually that tank runs out. And before you know it, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years goes by, and we never did the thing. And maybe we experienced the same process again. I'm going to do it. And we did it for a couple weeks, and then something out of the blue happened that knocked us off the horse for a couple days. And the biggest mistake we make is not getting back on it and keeping going and sticking with it. So that happens. People in general, here's what I've learned from coaching people. People are just too busy and too distracted. And those moments of inspiration, they fade out pretty fast. They just die off like a firework. It's the 4th of July, it was a couple days ago. Fireworks just take off, shoot up, but just a few seconds later, go out with a bang and it's gone. It's just, that was it. It was quick. It happened. Big spark, then nothing. That's what happens with and as a marketer, I know that even beyond just the people that I work with and my own story, my own self, that's what happens with people. People buy courses and products and things because they have that moment of inspiration and they make the financial investment in themselves, and then they make the time investment in themselves, but only for a few days. They come home from work and they sit down after a hard day at work and they put in a couple of hours diligently for a week or 2 or 3, but it's not long until they miss a day. They miss another day. They miss a couple of days, and they miss a week, and they miss a month. And before you know it, it's just something, oh yeah, man, I totally meant to circle back to that thing, and now here it is 2 years later, and I'm in the same spot that I was in. And whatever reason that I had for that inspiration in the first place, for just making side income or replacing my job and stepping in and doing my own thing or whatever, it just ultimately falls away. It just goes away. And I hate that because, and this will make a little bit, I want to talk about shiny object syndrome. And this may resonate a little bit more with the people who are listening from my internet marketing audience and not maybe on my profile from high school friends and stuff. So this camera keeps turning and gosh, it's driving me crazy. Seriously, let me see if the cables. Yeah, cool. I have a standing desk, so my desk goes up and down a lot. things just like shift sometimes. It's really annoying. Shiny object syndrome is this. People in the internet's marketing space do this. They buy something, they go all in for just a little while and then fade. And then they think, oh man, so-and-so over here is doing this thing. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to do that. And they buy this course and they give it a little bit of effort and they get distracted and busy and fade away. And then, oh man, maybe I need to do this thing. And while they're working on this thing, they think, well, shoot, so-and-so just came out of nowhere and apparently started making $50,000 a month from nothing in 6 months. Man, if I just do what they're doing, I'll be there too in 6 months. And over, this cycle continues. It's called shiny object syndrome, meaning that it always seems that what somebody else is doing is bright and shiny and better, and it allures people away from what they're doing. And here's the truth. Success is about doing one thing and sticking with it for a long time. That rule will make you successful at anything. Online, offline, any line, anywhere, it will make you successful. And I want to talk about the domino effect now from Gary Keller. Let me look at my notes here. And I want to say this. Here's a note about that. Actually, I'll share it after the domino effect. So here's the domino effect. So I called this video the domino effect, the power of focus. If you line up dominoes, one domino, when you knock it over, has enough potential energy or kinetic energy. I should have taken a look at that part. I got all the examples here. I forget if it's potential. One domino has the potential energy to knock down a domino 50% larger than itself. Now, I guess when you actually push it and do this, it's kinetic energy. It's actually energy. But a domino sitting still, standing up, has the potential energy to knock down a domino 50% larger than itself. I want to walk through what that would look like in a real world example. So if you take a domino that's 2 inches tall, 2 inches, just start out with 2 inches, and you knock it over and you set up a line of dominoes where every domino is 50% larger than the one before it. Here's what that would look like, okay? The first domino would be 2 inches tall. Go down the line to the 10th domino, and that domino would be about the size of Peyton Manning, height-wise, so about 6'5" or so. The 18th domino would be the size of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's crazy. We're already 18 dominoes in. We're already dealing with like big structures here, okay? It's just 5 more structures down the line, you would be have a domino that was taller than and towering over the Eiffel Tower. 23rd domino, taller than the Eiffel Tower. The 31st domino would be 3,000 feet above Mount Everest. I'm using StreamYard, so I can see comments, but I can't see who they're from. So the 31st domino would be 3,000 feet above Mount Everest. The 57th domino is just shy of the distance from the Earth to the moon. Here's the power of the domino effect, that when you go down one path and stick with it and stay consistent and stay diligent and don't quit, your action, your effort becomes bigger and bigger and bigger with each step. Because as you get better, you're able to do more and get better faster. So the domino effect, to me, is the most powerful illustration of the power of sticking with one thing. And in life, the problem with most people is that they want to do a lot of things, but they're just too busy, they're too distracted, and they just don't stick around long enough to get past the first few dominoes, which aren't all that incredible. And so I want to talk focus is how good becomes great. And here's what you need to do. When you're inspired to do something and you start to feel that passion drop, that's when you need to buckle down and really stick with it, because it takes the same amount of effort to knock down each domino, but as you stick with it, each one gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you're doing good big things and bigger things and huge things and great things. And when you actually look at people who are successful, the people that stick with it until they're just ripped and in shape and they are just incredible, they're the perfect example of everything that you want to be. Or you look at someone that's making money doing what you want to do. If you look at them and you walk backwards over the past few years, you'll find that basically what they did was they just started and stuck with it. That's how good people become great. That's how basketball players go from just being middle schooler or high schooler to college ball to pro ball, because they just keep getting better. People that want to be good at basketball, they don't go play tennis and soccer and volleyball and baseball. They are all in on one thing, and they give it 100% every single day until a 2-inch domino becomes Peyton Manning, becomes the Leaning Tower of Pisa, becomes the Eiffel Tower, becomes basically not like 90-something% of the trip from the Earth to the moon. It's the domino effect. They keep pushing down one path, and they don't get busy, and they don't get distracted, and they don't try to do what everybody else is doing. They just do what they just stick with the one thing that they want to do. And that message is something that I'm very thankful that here in my 5th year of full-time business, entrepreneurship, internet marketing, etc., every year has been better than the year before. And I expect that pattern to continue. Why? Because I'm some amazing person? No, because I'm sticking with it and experiencing growth. So every year, the same amount of effort nets bigger results because I have momentum and I'm compounding on what I've done in years past. And so I hope that makes sense. I want to look at so that's basically all the notes that I have here. And hey, here's something awesome too. Like, I love doing this and I love sharing with people, but like, I'm an introverted guy and I spend most of my time here working on internet stuff. And so you don't have to be the greatest speaker in the world and the greatest, most amazing, like Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi personality in the world to have success. And so, I love doing these because I just want to share a raw, authentic message of like the things that have helped me. And the feedback that I get from these is always so amazing too. My Facebook Messenger tends to be, I can barely keep up with the messages, and I appreciate the kind words from you guys. And all I want to do is get on here today and share with you stuff that's worked for me, stuff that I know has worked for people and will help you get there, because marketing is a world of just, big promises and big this and big that. But I can tell you the truth. If you're going to be successful at anything, you got to find something. Like, you need to get some good information, some good quality training, info, etc. And you just got to stick with it. That's the secret. Like, the secret is not always the information. The secret is sticking with it, like taking action, making, not quitting at the 4th or 5th domino, because all that energy is wasted. All that time's wasted. If you just knock down the first 2 or 3 dominoes and then you lose steam, and then you get really inspired about the next thing and you knock down the first 2 or 3 dominoes and then you quit and you do the next thing, you're never going to get very far in anything. You're not going to be the best guitar player. You're not going to be the best basketball player. You're not going to get in very good shape if it's just jumping from one diet to the next, one workout routine to the next, and then quitting and then having to start over. The same amount of energy gets so much bigger if you'll just stick with something long enough to get down the line. And so I think that I didn't write this down. I should have, but like, my definition of success is finding something and sticking with it long enough until it works. That's it. You want to be a successful person? Find something proven, find something that's definitely working for somebody out there. And then you do it and you stick with it long enough till it works. And then when it starts working, don't quit. Keep doing it. Do more of it. Keep doing it. Get into momentum. Too many people never get into momentum. They always stay pretty close to the starting line and then they quit and they go to another thing and starting line, and they don't get very far and they quit and they go to the next thing. Stick with something long enough that it just darn works for you. And then just keep on. When that happens, that's not the time to jump ship and say, well, now that this is working, maybe I should do this thing too. No, if it's working, then just keep doing it. Do it more. Like, I know that that's just so, to me, honestly, it could sound almost boring, non-profound, super not like hypey or big or awesome, but I'm telling you, it works. And to me, something that works, something that actually goes out there in the real world and makes you money and makes something happen in your life, that is big and awesome and hypey and profound. But nonetheless, do something and stick with it until it works. And then buckle down even harder and do more of it and more of it and more of it till it works. Do it until it's good. And then it's great. And then it's awesome. And then you're one of the best people in the world at that thing. And your results just eclipse everyone else doing that thing, because now you're on those dominoes that are taller than the Eiffel Tower, taller than Mount Everest. Now you're almost to the moon because of the domino effect. And so I wanted to share that today, because that message, that concept, that thing, I'm very, very thankful that I've done just that. Believe me, many, many times I've really thought about trying something else, but I come back to just knowing that I'm in momentum in what I do. Keep doing it, keep growing it, and stick with it. So on StreamYard here, I can see there's a bunch of people that are live with me right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me up to this point. That means a lot to me, because I just want to share what works for me, what I've learned, what I've done, and nothing would make me happier than to hear from someone later like, hey, that really helped me. That really pushed me forward. That gave me inspiration. I was just about to burn out on what I'm doing, and now I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to get in front of my computer. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to get back on the wagon, because I don't want to lose the work that I've already done. And if I keep working just as hard, the results are going to get bigger and better. And I needed to hear that. So I hope that's you today. And I do want to tell you about this. Thank you for sticking with me. Next week. So I'm super passionate about sharing about internet marketing, because I've been through a lot in the early years, since back before 2010, like 2007, 8, 9. I was interested in like how this online thing works. I bought courses, I tried things, but I never stuck with anything. I just kind of, I don't know if it's going to work or not. And I was like in college, and then I was in ministry and like super busy all the time. But anyway, internet marketing, it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing platform to like go to have a full-time job, start something on the side that you can do at your own pace and your own schedule and your own time, and build something that you could eventually ride out the side income or go into full-time. And once you're doing something and doing it well, you can always teach and coach other people to do that. That's what I've done. And so next week, Greg and I are doing a 5-day challenge, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've done a couple earlier this year, but this one's different. It's called the Make Internet Marketing Simple Challenge, because I truly believe that the things that work, when you boil them down to their core, their essence, they're really simple. And this industry, the internet marketing industry, is this is like a can of worms that I don't want to open today. But there's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of things out there that work. They work for somebody, and then people will try it for a couple months. Oh, it didn't work for me. And maybe it's domino effect. Maybe they just didn't go far enough. Nonetheless, internet marketing at its very core is a very simple thing. There's only 2 ingredients that are required. There's 2 things that if you put them together, you'll make money online, period. It's that simple. And in the spirit of that, we're doing the MIMS challenge, MIMS. I'm super Southern and country. I'll say that slower. MIMS S, the Make Internet Marketing Simple Challenge. We're going to spend a week going live teaching. Day 1, we're going to talk about mindset. Day 2, we're going to talk about that first ingredient. Day 3, we're going to talk about that second ingredient. Day 4, we're going to put them together. And day 5, we're going to wrap up the week with some awesome stuff. We're going to talk about strategy. You will leave that challenge with strategy that you could put into practice and go and at least make something online, period. It's that simple. And I want to invite you all to be a part of it. I would love to see you guys in our challenge. I'm live right now. I did a terrible intro because the black screen kind of threw me off. So I didn't do a good job. I'm live right now on my profile page and some groups. So there could be like childhood friends tuning into this, and there could be like, business, internet marketing, entrepreneur people tuning into this too. So this challenge, no matter where you're at, is going to be super fun, first of all. And second of all, really informative and just breaking down what does it really take? Like there's, a car can have all these features that are just over the top. One car can be super basic and one car can just have all the bells and whistles. But what makes a car go is pretty much like an engine that turns a transmission, that turns the wheels. And like you could have like the ugliest car on top of that, but the base essence of just what makes a car move is pretty simple. And I feel like in internet marketing, people get so caught up in the bells and whistles and sometimes just forget about the two most fundamental things that it's really built on that will make that work. That's it. That work. They work. And everyone that's crushing it, that's what they're doing. Yes, we're doing A and B, and together that equals money. That's how we're building our business. That's how we're serving our customers and students and whatnot. So the Make Internet Marketing Simple Challenge is going to be taking place next week, Monday through Friday, and actually the weekend before. So this weekend, we've got some fun stuff going on, and the weekend after is going to be some bonus stuff. So it's going to be an awesome time to spend time on some live calls with Greg and I, and we are going to be talking about, I already ran through it, all those things. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to drop a link for you to register and join. It's going to be taking place in a Facebook group that's designed only for this. So after the challenge is over, we're going to shut down the group. This isn't a clever way to get you to join like our Facebook group forever or anything like that. In fact, once it's over, it's over. And so we've got a whole like registration page for it, and you join the group and we'll let you in, and you get a free masterclass that I put together too, just for joining. It's called the MIMS Masterclass, Make Internet Marketing Simple Masterclass. So especially if you're new, this masterclass is about an hour and a half long. It's lots of like 2 to 5 minute videos. Because when I learn things, I just like to learn them piece by piece. I don't want you to turn a fire hydrant on and just blast me in the face. I glaze over and I'm just like get nothing from it. So the MIMS Masterclass, you'll get access to that for free just for joining the challenge, and go through that to get prepared for the week, because then we're going to dive really deep each day into all of those things. And it's going to be an incredible week. I'll go live throughout the week and talk more about it. But today I really wanted to talk about the domino effect because, man, it's just incredible. So, thank you guys so much for joining. I've seen quite a few people have popped in here, and sometimes what I see is not a perfect representation of what's happening since I'm live in so many places. And Jeff, thanks so much. Jeff said, great message, smiley. Jeff, you're an amazing guy, an amazing marketer. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm going to drop a link to register for our challenge in the comments and all the places where I'm doing this video. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that this just helps you, whatever you're wanting to do, whether you're wanting to play guitar or get in shape or do a million other things or start an online business. I hope that you'll really cling to and listen as a resource. If you want to read one book that will really change your life and it's really worth your time, it's The One Thing by Gary Keller, and the founder of Keller Williams Realty. And it's phenomenal. It's just really, really good. And I'm not even going to drop an affiliate link. I'm not trying to get you to buy the book because I'll get paid for it in some form or fashion. I have absolutely no paid endorsement of this book. I'm sharing a resource with you that has changed my life for the better for the rest of my life, and has changed my life over the past 4 or 5 years and will continue to. And it's every page is just gold. It's worth its weight in gold or platinum, or it's amazing. So guys, thank you for sticking with me this long. I would love for you to join our challenge. It's going to be an amazing week together, and Greg and I are really going to get into the nitty-gritty. I can promise you this: no fluff, no junk, no filler, just, like I said, mindset. A day with the most powerful, impactful mindset stuff that has shaped us. A day about the first ingredient, a day about the second ingredient, a day putting it all together, and a day talking about the power of your why and stuff like this to just keep you going and get there. Because we know that marketers talk about shiny, beautiful things and get people to buy, but it takes a little bit of work. But we want to equip you with the right things, because then when you take action on the right things, they work. And we want to share the world. The internet is too vast for Greg and I to promote everything. There's billions with a B of just products out there. How in the world could we ever promote all of them? How in the world could we ever do all the things? We can't. We're each one person. We can only do one micro drop in the ocean of commerce and business that's happening in the world every second of every day. So we can share what we do, and you can take it and run with it and do it and never compete or rub elbows with us. And that's actually one of the awesome things we talk about on Mindset Day, is the illusion of competition. And, immediately somebody's, hold up, competition is very real. There's a lot of people competing for the same customers and blah, 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 blah. Like, yes, but when you step into the online world, no, it's just not. Because people every single day start online businesses and boom, blow up to six-figure, multi-six-figure, multi-seven-figure business. New people every day. You cannot tell me that it's saturated, that it's not possible anymore, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's just a tiny slice of some of the mindset and stuff that we are going to talk about in the challenge. Would love to have you in our challenge. I'm going to drop that link in the comments. And thank you for listening to me as I had very scattered notes and just trying to share and speak from the heart and speak from stuff that's made a big impact on my life today. I'll be going live some more this week in all these same places. See you soon.